I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Hunter.
This is the Family Show! Howdy folks, welcome to the next installment of my Top 100 Games of All Time. Today, Hunter and I are going to visit my 70 through 61. Will he fall out of his chair in shock this time? That remains to be seen. We shall see. Let's get started with my number 70. You know what's cool about it? First thing that's cool about it, the title is in Latin. Deus. Yes! Deus. So, Deus is a very unique game. You're getting these cards, and you have the different gods, and they all have different actions that are associated with them. And as you play those cards, they fire off and give you different abilities or resources and whatnot. The cool thing about that is you can put multiple cards there, and they stack. So once that action goes off again, all of those cards in there go off. So you can stack all sorts of great combinations and abilities with that. In the middle of the game is where your board is, and it's a little bit of area control, sort of, I guess.
Kind of. But once you take an area, it's kind of locked.
So. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. But you're building buildings on top of it, and the buildings give you certain abilities and resources as well, and you can go and take over barbarian villages and get benefits from them. So the whole thing, of course, is getting your best towards getting all these victory points that are based off of your buildings and your abilities and how things fire. It's a really fascinating, unique game. I really love the way this fires, and of course the theme doesn't hurt either. And that's Deus.
So, I think you have an advantage of this one because we recently played this.
Did we?
Yes, and before that we hadn't played it for a long time.
True.
Now that we've replayed it, it would probably go up my list.
Wow.
I don't think it would make my top 100.
But
it would move up. So it's my 131, but it probably would be higher. I don't know what that means, but higher. So yeah, it's a good one. It's a really kind of a light. It's really more of a. I mean, there's the stuff going on the board, and that's important. But the real meat of the game is that tableau building piece of the game, where, like you said, the cool thing it triggers, and you have got a balance between spreading yourself over all the gods or concentrating on one and getting a bunch of benefits.
Combos, yeah,
it's a good game.
Yep.
It's a good game.
It is a good game. And it also has the sweet spot of 60 to 90 minutes, which for us two-player, gosh, an hour max, I would say, wouldn't you? It goes pretty fast anymore. Yeah. So, super fun game. Check that one out.
All right. So no shocking stuff yet.
No shocking yet. I know. All right. My number 69 was my number... Oh, Deus, by the way, was 41. It took a big drop. But I think that's because...
Did we play that after we made your list? Or did we play it... I think it was probably after. I don't know.
I don't think it matters. The reason being, I've got so many really solid games above it. I think it just fell naturally.
One could hope.
Wow. Somebody's going to get punched. So, my number 69 was my 63 last year. And I think the only reason it's really dropping, but it's still mostly maintaining, is because it gets played quite a bit. It's one of my go-to intro games. I love me some Stone Age. So, Stone Age is, for a lot of people, this is the intro worker placement game. It's really well designed. The board helps you understand how the turns go. The art's cool. The little pieces are fun to play with. And it's great family weight. It's great to get people into the game. And I believe, isn't there an expansion? We don't even have the expansion to this. There's extra stuff you can do for it, but we just love the base game so much, and we play it so much with all levels of gamers. A lot of fun. I really love Stone Age. You're just going around taking your workers and putting them on the different places. You go and get hammers, which give you extra dice rolls, and you're rolling the dice, and the better your dice rolls are, the more of food or wood or gold or whatever you're wanting to go for, what resource it is. And of course, depending on what you're trying to get, like wood, you have to just roll like a 3 to get that, and gold you have to get, what, a 6? It's harder to get because it's harder to get in, reality for the cavemen. So it's really cool. I really enjoyed that. And you get all these different resources, and you buy these little tiles, and they give you victory points. It's a great way to introduce people into the Euro victory point system, resource, managing your resources, worker placement, you name it, it's got a little bit of it in it. Great intro game. Love it.
So, yeah. So I used to like this game.
Oh my gosh!
I still like it.
No, he does.
It's my 133, which is close to 131, which is what Deus was. So it's interesting. My two are close and your two are close. So we have the same relative. Anyway, I've played this game to death. This is if someone else wants to play it, cool. But I don't know if I would ever suggest this game. So I think I've had my lifetime supply of plays of this game.
That's entirely
This is
possible.
probably for I wouldn't call it a heavy game, but for a game that takes an hour plus to play, this may be one of my most played games.
Yeah, I can see that. Because
Recently, when I was a kid, I played the mess out of long games. But
I mean, for getting people into gaming and stuff.
it's a great game.
Kiddos
Like you
and
said,
stuff.
it's a great intro worker placement game. It's easy to learn, easy to teach, blah, 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 blah.
Still one of Nessa's faves, if I recall, too.
Have had my fill.
I can understand that. We played it a lot. You guys really don't understand. We have played this game a lot. So, but it's a lot of fun. I still like it. And it's kind of got a unique theme. You don't see that theme very often either. All right. My number 68 has gone up a little bit. It was number 70 last year. And that is Race for the Galaxy. I think part of what boosted it is I got to play it on the app, oddly enough, because I don't get to play this with people very often. And I remember just what a great game it is. I like this game a lot. So what you're doing is you're taking your cards, and you've got some that have... There's a lot of symbols in this, and I know it's symbol heavy, so that if... This is not an intro game for people, because there's a lot of symbols to absorb. The first couple times you play this, you might have to keep looking up the symbols. I understand that. But the more you play it, the more they make sense. They've got the planets, and they have like the round little circle planet symbol. And then you've got these diamond symbols that are like technology and different things like that. And you're using those to kind of build up this engine to get you victory points along the way, whether it's by selling goods or making these great combos and this and that. And the planets themselves that you purchase also can be worth points. So you want to build up and get the most expensive, the best of everything, right? And the first person to build a certain number of, I think it's 12 tiles, 12 cards, I should say, whether it's the diamonds or the circles, the planets or the tech and stuff, that's who's going to win the game. And of course, you want to try to max it out and build good engines to do that. I really love the theme. It's got this great space theme to it. Well, I don't know if it's a really theme. I should say art. The theme could almost be... It could be something else. Yeah, it's really not much of a theme. But I really love the art with it. I like the idea of it being space because I like the space stuff. And I just enjoy the way the game is played. You have a set number of actions and you're kind of choosing what action you want to take. Well, you can also gamble that he might pick a different action. And if that's the case, you kind of get to piggyback off of that. So you're hoping that people will pick different actions and not the same one, or one action that you're hoping to get to do, because then you're going to get to also do something. I really like that about the game. Otherwise, you're out of luck and you only get to do that one action that you picked. So, it's got a lot of unique things going for it. I'm waiting. He's not a fan of the Race for the Galaxy. Boo!
So there's this game.
Oh my gosh.
You know when they have like technological advances, like they used to do like the rotary phone. You had the rotary phone.
You know what? Sometimes rotary phones are cool.
It's my turn. So you got the rotary phone, and then we eventually got to like the push button phone. And then we got mobile phones, the big giant mobile phones. And then we got these cool things, these smartphones. There's a game called Roll for the Galaxy. I think I've made my point. I couldn't find it on my list anywhere.
Huh.
But I got tired of looking, so...
You're so lazy.
So I don't think it's on my list anywhere. Because Roll for the Galaxy is just destroyed this game. Other than my love for you.
Oh my gosh.
To play games that you like to play.
And how often have we played this game? Yeah, okay. My point has been made. You don't love me.
Roll for the Galaxy murdered that game for me. I just have no interest in playing that game.
That game is fun. I like cards.
It is a good game, but it's a lesser
I like cards.
It's a lesser version.
It is the card version. It is not lesser.
Lesser.
Oh my gosh. Technical difficulties. All right.
Good choice.
Mm-hmm. He says sarcastically. All right, onward. My number 67 was my 85 last year.
Went
and I believe
up.
it has gone up because we played it some more. And that first play left a good impact. Next few plays, even better. It just grows on me, and that's the Clans of Caledonia. I know you can't argue with that, because I know you like this game.
I like it a lot more than you do, though.
This game is a pretty hefty little game. You have this little neat map, and you're building up your clan, which they are asymmetrical. They have some special abilities that the other clans don't have, and all that kind of stuff. And I believe locations matter, right? As you put them next to things, you can get some benefits and stuff. And you also want to build your clans so that it spreads out a certain way to maximize the points. Because I know,
you want to build clusters of areas.
Yeah, like clusters. That's the only thing that kind of threw me off. And sometimes I have to kind of revisit it before we play again. It still, for some reason, doesn't click with me how you make the clans points maximize. But I can also go and be next to something that he's building and kind
get a neighbor bonus.
Yeah, and get this neighbor bonus. So there's some stuff going on with the area and how you build things and where you build things. But you're building up again. You're making milk and cheese and whiskey. Is it whiskey? And, you know, these different resources and selling them and trading them and doing all this stuff to get victory points. Of course, because we always go for victory points. And I like the way the resource trading works with what you're producing on the land. There's just the way this interacts, and I'm not very good at explaining it because, like I said, sometimes how you build your clans still twists for me. I get it kind of messed up, but I really like this game, and it doesn't hurt that they have really cute little bits and stuff for it too. So I've opened it.
So Clans of Caledonia is my number 24. It's one of my favorite
cool.
games. I love this game. It has an economy system that I love, that I'm seeing. I'm starting to collect lots of games with this economy system where you have resources, and the value of the resources go up and down as you buy and sell the resources.
Yep.
And I love games like that. In fact, there's a new game that just came out, Raccoon Tycoon.
Oh, yes.
That is the whole basis pretty much of that game is
that
around that mechanism. And I just like the resource management. I like the deciding what to build. I like that you mentioned the clans are asymmetrical, and it has like really powerful asymmetrical powers.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
They're very different. Like one is focusing on the whiskey, one is focusing on the milk, and it's just.
And here's a chunk of the board so you get an idea what it looks like. Just piece of the board.
And it has contracts that you can complete. It's
got the contracts too.
It's got all sorts of stuff.
It's got stuff that typical Euros have, right? The resource building and management, the contracts.
I do have one negative about this game.
That we don't play it enough?
Why they did not put this in a normal size box.
That is a really good point, because this is an oddly shaped box, and it's very full. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't put it in a normal size box.
But it fits great on the shelf for those little gap
spots. It does,
spots.
but the stuff doesn't fit great back in the box.
No, and if they ever do anything else to it, we're going to have to get a bigger box. Expansion's not fitting in this. Yeah. It's not going to happen.
But I love it. Great one. I am a bit upset it's so low on your list, but
it's in the top 100.
I know that you don't like it as much as I do, so I will let it slide this time.
All right. Good for you. All right.
Good for me.
My number 66 is new to the list, and sadly I predict that it will eventually slowly drop off. This will probably be the highest it ever is.
Okay.
Why is that? Because I'm never going to play it again. Probably. And it sounds like a cereal box. Oh my goodness. The mostly empty box that is Pandemic Legacy 2. Pandemic Legacy 2 is awesome. I don't know, though. I'm torn. I really liked Season 1. I don't know. It's really good. I don't know that I was insanely stunned by any revelations in this, but it was another action-filled adventure greatness. Month to month as things changed, is like, how are we going to do this? And by the time it ended, and of course I'm not going to spoil anything, but by the time it ended, we were looking at this going, is this even possible, what we're going to try to do? You know, I mean, that part was really cool, because somehow we did pull it off, and we did win, but it did not look possible when we walked into that month. it was pretty intense, and that was a really cool experience. And that's the sad thing about it's a good thing and the bad thing about the Legacy game, right? We just binge played this pretty quickly and got through it, but it's something that we can't quite revisit the same way again because we know, or at least we'll remember somewhat what happened. It's pandemic. It's all the fun, good pandemicness that we've come to expect from the Legacy game too. It's a really solid game. If you haven't played it and you like anything to do with Pandemic or Legacy games, you need to give this one a try. It's pretty awesome. When you want to add to that one?
So I comboed mine. I put 1 and 2 as 44 together. But I'm almost of the opinion, and this may happen next year, that I'm not going to put Legacy games on my list.
I'm thinking about that too, I gotta be honest, because it's so...
Well, it's not fair, because honestly...
It's not fair.
Pandemic Legacy Season 1 would be in my top 10.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, if we go by just straight up the play experience, these are really high up there. You're right. It's kind of not fair, because we know we're not going to ever go back to it.
And it seems like it's unfair to the list to say, okay, it's my 44 this year, next year, it's my 62. The year after that, it's my 95.
Yeah.
When it's one of the best gaming experiences I've ever had.
Yeah.
So do I just keep it in my top 10, even though I'll never play it again? I mean...
Yeah.
I'm almost going to...
I almost want to have a Legacy list.
Next year, it's going to be... I'm strongly considering starting my list next year saying...
No Legacy.
There's no Legacy games on my list.
I thought about that. I honestly thought about that a lot.
Because they're just going to...
Eventually, we're going to have enough Legacy games that we can make a Legacy list, right?
Because if someone comes along, let's say 3 years from now, someone comes along and they see Pandemic Legacy Season 1 is my 98. And they've never played Pandemic Legacy Season 1. They go, oh, it's an okay game, but not that great.
Yeah, that's not true.
But then it's like, no, it's an amazing experience. You have to play this game.
Yeah.
So.
One thing, I can't give away any spoilers because they did something a little different. I like the way they did the map. I'm just going to leave that be.
Oh.
I kind of thought that was kind of fun the way they did this. But yeah, there's stuff in here that... And the other thing about this is we can't talk about this game.
Yeah.
That's the other thing with the Legacy games. I can't say what specifically I like about the game or disliked about the game because I'm going to ruin it for you, and I don't want to do that at all. It's rough. So, with hesitancy, I put this on the list. But yeah, it's a strong 66, and I would want to... you know what? I think, because I was kind of on the fence, I don't recall for certain, but I think I kicked off Season 1 and just put this one. I'm pretty sure. I was like, I'll just put one of them.
Yeah, I combined mine and just kind of threw them in a spot, but this is like...
Yeah, it's really hard.
How do I feel about it that I can't play it anymore? I mean...
Yeah.
I mean, that's what pushed it down, and
yeah.
As the memory fades, it's gonna keep dropping.
Yeah. But yeah, don't let that sway you.
They're both top 10 experiences.
They're pretty amazing.
Then you could take one of your favorite games and go, this is one amazing play I had of that game. Okay, it's higher up because of that, right? I mean, it's just rough. So next year, look for no Legacy games on my list.
Yeah, it's something to think about, but it's not because they're not amazing. That's for sure. I think we should do like some kind of honorable mention for Legacy games or something. We'll have to figure that out by then because really and truly, it's doing them a disservice. All right. My number 65 was my 82 last year.
All your games are going up this time.
This one is I called this my relatively recent plays list because a lot of them got some recent plays and I had good plays with them too on top of it, like really good gaming experiences. And I have kind of like a little asterisk I want to add to this one. So this is Azul. This is the original Azul. And yes, I put this at 65. And I love this game. And I enjoy teaching this game. And I love seeing people's eyes light up. Because sometimes, and I am so glad over the last few years, abstract games are no longer ugly. It makes me so happy to see beautiful games like this come out. This game, I can play this game all the time nonstop. And the reason I said it's an asterisk is I played the new Azul recently. And I like it even better. Oh my gosh, it was after I made this list. So I'm in love with the whole, everything to do with Azul right now. So if you've got only access to the newer one or, this one, either way, they are so good. They're beautiful. They play... At the heart of the game is the same for both of them. It's just what they do with the tile/stained glass slightly different. But the puzzly aspect and how the turns move are almost the exact same. So oh man, if you like abstract games, I just love this one. It's beautiful. It's fun. I like the theme. It actually does kind of have a theme as much as an abstract does, because you're building these tile floors or walls, whatever you want to call them, depending on how you look at it. But if you get too many of them, you drop and break the tiles and stuff, and that's where your negative points come in, because you don't have the right ones for your set and everything. I love this game. I like to play it a lot. And here we go. Here we go. Go ahead.
So, here's the thing. I understand the appeal of this game. I understand why people like this game. But I'm not people.
You are inhuman.
It's abstract. It's too light. There's no theme.
It's not too light. There is a theme. There's a theme. I'm going to break a tile over your head.
I could make those cookies and you're putting them on a thing.
That sounds delicious.
You're putting them on a cookie sheet. I mean, you could do...
Yes.
No. So I understand the appeal. I just... it's rare that there's an abstract I like, and
true.
This isn't one of them. I guess because it's a combination of puzzly, abstract, themeless, and it even doesn't. It's a light abstract. The abstracts I like are the ones where you kind of go, your gears are churning. It's like, okay, if I do this move, and she's going to do this move, and then I'll do this move, and then
you don't like those.
And this is just.
All right, so
I take some tiles.
You heavy gamers avoid this like a plague.
There's some heavy gamers that like this game, but
I like this one because it's easy to teach people how to play this game. It's a great one to do with family. It's a great one to. It looks beautiful on the table too, and it's great to take somewhere and just play casually too.
Like I said, I understand the appeal of the game. It's mega popular.
He's crazy.
That's a given, but it's not on my list, by the way, just in case you wondered.
What a shock. We're surprised.
And by not on the list, I'm not meaning my top 200 and however many games.
I'm going to set his list on fire.
I didn't look at the back. Maybe it's on the back somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Still not there.
It's such a troll. All right, so my number 64 was my number 66 last year. It has gone up 2 spaces. And I think... No, it didn't have to do with any recent plays because we played after I made my list. But I still love me. In fact, a little bit more. I love my Caverna. Hey, it's gone up 2 spaces from last year. And why is mine so heavy? Because here's the thing with Caverna. All right, you've got your dwarves. And they have caves and they have land. And some of them like to farm and grow little crops and take care of their animals. And then you've got the other dwarves that go on adventures and dig in the mines and get rubies and stuff. This game has a ridiculous amount of pieces. So, what deterred us for a long time was setting up this blasted game because it was a pain in the butt. So, we loved the game so much, we did splurge and get a, I think it's Broken Token, right? Insert for this. And now you just go, whoop, pull the tray out, everything's organized, you're ready to go. Oh, saved this game. So much fun. Love this game. So what you're doing, once again, you're going for victory points. And you're trying to fill up your board because it's negative space is negative points. And you need to grow a bunch of crops. You need to have at least, 1 or 2 of every animal. 1 of each animal in this game, right?
Well, yeah. The more you get, the more points you get.
The more you get, the more, you get points for getting them. And you have little sheepdogs that'll help you carry, like, keep extra sheep on the field. You have to fence in the fields to get more animals. And then if you go into the mines, that's where you build your rooms that give you extra benefits, let you get more dwarves, or helps you collect, like the mines help you get rubies. And the rubies are magical in this. They're like the wild card. You can do almost anything. They're like the game breaker for you. Do you want to take an extra turn? Do you want to send somebody on this and that adventure? Trade it for resources, all this kind of good stuff. It's a lot of fun. This is pretty heavy, though. I'm going to tell you. It says about 30 minutes per player. I would think it goes longer than that the first couple plays. But once you're used to this game, that is definitely an accurate time. Love this game. Plays great 2-player, by the way. All right.
I don't understand the hate of this game. Why do you hate this game?
I just said it's 64 and it's gone up 2 places.
I don't understand your hate of this game.
What place is it on your list?
It is my
Stevie?
number 30 game of all time. And I love this game because I just love this game. It's awesome.
No, I know why you love this game.
Sheep. I am the Sheep King.
I don't know how he ends up with like 30 sheep at the end of the game. It is ridiculous.
I have tons of sheep, and I have the cuddle room with more sheep, and then I have
I don't know if you should share that information with people. I'm just saying.
my cuddle room.
Your cuddle
And
room with sheep.
And I build the thing to give you more victory points for farm animals, and I'm the king of the sheep.
It's ridiculous. You got all these cool boards.
And she lets me do it every time.
I do. I don't know why. I like to play with things in this game. I like to try different things.
I do too, but the sheep.
I know I should cut you off from that. One thing that we never do...
You're saying you're going to cut me off from the sheep?
I don't even want to know. You know one thing we've never done? We've never played There's a Night Side.
I have used it last time we played.
Did you? Oh, I didn't notice.
Yeah.
There's a night side and a day side to the boards, which is kind of fun. I'll show you the day side because it's easier to see on the camera. But, so you've got the cave over here. And this is where you build your buildings. Like it shows you here, a little entry-level dwelling. And you can put 2 little dwarves in here and a pair of animals at the start. And then you've got over here, this is where all your fields are, and you grow all your crops and keep your animals. And then the insert for this, the game saver, is right here. This goes out on the table. See this? This is all the resources that you're pulling these out of bags and stuff. That can get really tedious. I'm just going to say I would find a good container system or something for this game for you, because this saves the game. That, and in here you can see it's got all the tiles organized and they're stacked neatly so you can just pull them out and use them. Huge benefit to the game, because otherwise, as you can see, and once again, Uwe Rosenberg, he does some fantastic games, but my goodness, there's a lot of pieces. So you really need to have an organization system of some kind. This one, again, Broken Token works great for us, but you want something to make it worthwhile. This is worth the investment, though. We play when we can. This is a go-to heavier game. We love this game. Love the theme.
Well, some of us love it. Other people tolerate it.
Oh my gosh. Oh, so now my 64 is tolerating this game. As you can tell by my description of the games, I merely tolerate any of my games. I don't know why I bothered to spend my time telling you about them.
This game is much better than she's leading on. This is an amazing game. If you like mid to heavy-ish Euro games, and you have not played Caverna,
you need to
you
try
owe it to yourself to play Caverna.
I like to. They're the little adventurers. Your dwarf can go on an adventure, and he levels up every time he goes. Well, each level adventure you go on gives you free things, which is really cool. So, level 2, you have a choice between, I don't even know.
A rock and a stick.
A rock and a stick. Yeah, it's something stupid. But when you get up to like level 10, it's like you get a cow or a empty field, and you're like, what? I have to plan for this stuff. But now if I have a big beefy, adventurer who comes back with somebody's cow, it's pretty cool. So it
comes back with somebody's cow.
He did. He's an adventurer. He probably like saved the day, and
he
they're like,
ventured in somebody's ranch.
I didn't say he was a rustler. I'm saying they were like, you saved us. Here's our prize
cow. It's a reward.
It's a reward.
Oh, okay.
Wow, you're very roguish. So you have some rogue dwarves in your neighborhood. Stay away from his neighborhood. Okay, so moving on from all the thieves and brigands.
What?
You got some creepy dwarves, man, stealing cows. My number 63 was my 79. And I think we had a semi-recent play in between when I made the list and when I made it this time. And that is for yet another nice geeky, Greeky theme of the beautiful game.
Did you say Greeky, geeky?
I did. It's so shiny.
I may have to step aside for a moment.
It's Elysium. Yes, so in this game, it's got a really cool mechanism. You've got these little pillars and they're colored, and the cards are color-coded. So what happens is you get to pick, I think that each card has like 1 or 2 colors on it. And you pick which pillar you're going to put forward to pay for getting a card. Well, say I use my red pillar to get a red card. Well, now I have to discard that red pillar for that round. And I cannot buy any more red cards. I've got to plan what else I'm going to buy that doesn't require that red card. So I got to look at the combos that are out there. Meanwhile, we're also fighting for the same cards in our pool. I really like that mechanism. It's unique, and I don't think I've seen anything like that in any other games that we have anyway. It's really cool. But what you're doing with the cards is you're getting collections and set collections, and they all have different benefits, and they all come from different, I want to say, like, families from the gods. So you've got, a Hermes and a Hades, and I'm trying to think. Do we have a
Zeus and Poseidon?
Oh yeah, we have Zeus and Poseidon. There's like 6 or something of them, but
I'm just making something up.
I'm pretty sure we have Poseidon. I'm trying to remember who. I don't remember who all we have. Oh, here we go. Apollo, Ares, Athena, Hades, Hephaestus, Hermes, Poseidon, and Zeus. There you go.
Have Zeus. Oh,
yeah,
I'm a genius. I'm a genius.
Oh yeah, something. Anyway, so but you get these. They have different sets, and you have Elysium, but you have above Elysium before you kill them off, and they give you certain benefits there, help you get resources and build up things. Once you send them down to Elysium, which takes a special action to do so, then they turn into a set collection with endgame scoring. So you want to balance this carefully because you can only send a certain amount of cards to Elysium, and you need to balance that out because the game ends pretty quickly and you aren't going to be able to dump a whole bunch of cards at the end of the game. So you have to pace yourself, figure out when you want to start doing the set collection below, but how long do you want to keep those up there with the benefits that you get. Really fun, like, tug and pull on that, trying to keep track of when you want to do what and balancing it out, getting as many good sets as you want and combinations. I really enjoy this game a lot. And I know you do too, surprisingly. What's it ranked for you? Because I know
139.
Really? No, you're not. You're lying. Why are all your games that I like this time 100? That's dropped. That was in your top 100 before.
It was 92 last time.
Okay, yeah. So you like it.
But
that.
I find it interesting that Elysium, Stone Age, and Deus are all in the same set of 10 for me,
you,
but 70 places down.
That is weird. That is really weird.
I like this game. It just...
Has it lost its steam?
Yeah, it was like it had a lot of appeal because it was kind of unique and different, and now it's just a card game.
Man, I don't know what you have against card games, but I swear.
I need some dice. I need some miniatures.
There's his problem. I
need to kill people.
Oh my god!
I need competition.
I like cards.
I want to send your cards to Elysium.
Boo to dice. Boo.
That's funny.
Interesting. All right. Next up. My 62 was my 88. And again, bunch of more plays.
Man, everything's going up this time.
I know.
It's
well,
crazy.
You know what? I think part of this is, too, this one in particular, the kiddos are starting to get into it.
Okay.
And I've been able to play it with other people. This is a great game. I like introducing this game to people now. And that is The Joy of Fauna. Because I'm a nerd. I like games that teach you stuff too. And every single time I play this game, I learn something about animals and stuff. And I love it. This is a trivia game, sort of, with fauna. You have a world map. And I think it delineates by regions inside countries and stuff. And what you're going to do is you'll get a card and it'll say Jackrabbit. And then you're going to take your cube and you're going to try to guess where you think it lives or how long its lifespan is or maybe how long it is from head to tail. It gives you like 3 stats. Everything's numbers or based off of the map. And the cool thing is, I believe if this is like the other ones, one side's metric, one side's imperial. So you can switch back and forth between the crazy American measurements and the real scientific measurements.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. And then, of course, Hunter goes, oh, she picked the place I was going to pick. Well, I'll pick right next to it because if you get it exactly right, you get 7 points. But if you're right next to it, you get 3 points. So you don't necessarily have to know exactly. You might guess on who you think might know it, or you might take a wild stab at it and be close to right and you still get some points. It's a lot of fun. I really love bringing this out because everybody, likes to learn about the animals and stuff too. We have some great conversations every time about the animals because inevitably some animal comes out and we're like, where in the world is this? Literally, where does this animal live,
Where in the world?
Or you'll get something like the house mouse or something where you're like, that's everywhere. It's like 23 different regions on the planet or some craziness and you're like, well, where isn't this animal? So yeah, it's really fun. I really enjoy learning this, and it says 45 to 60 minute game. That's pretty accurate. Even with the higher player count, with up to 6 people, I don't think I've ever had it take more than an hour ever. It goes really quickly. So, and it's fun even 2-player. A little more low key 2-player, but still fun. Yes, I know it's not on your list.
It's on my list.
Is it really?
171. So
it's a light game.
So
and it's on his list.
I don't want learning in my games.
Oh my god.
I want to kill things and escape from the real world and pretend I'm something I'm not.
What? What just happened?
It's okay. It's alright. It's alright. That's a good no. If you like trivia games, this is a really solid game.
Well, and it's fun too because you don't have to just spout out an answer, right? I mean, you're just like, I'm gonna give this a shot. I mean, you can, but then everyone's gonna be like, oh, I'm putting that there. Yeah, that's true. Game changer. That would be hilarious.
It's alright.
You know somebody's done that. Now, just so you know, well, now I may mention it some other time. There are other games like it, people.
What?
I know.
Spoiler.
And this is where Hunter's gonna throw a big hissy fit for my 61.
How am I throwing a hissy fit?
Because it's above the other games in my list. It was my 29. It's dropped a lot, and I think that's just because there are so many solid games, and this game is really hard for me to get to play anymore. Or maybe you just realize it's not
that good of a game.
I love this game a lot, but everyone else is a big old fat hater, so it's very hard to play this game. It makes me sad.
I'm curious what it is.
Oh, yeah, no, you're not. You know what it is. I can tell you know what it is.
No, I don't. Oh.
Dominion.
Ugh.
This is how I got, like, into board gaming as a board gaming hobby, was this game right here. And I still enjoy it. There's a billion, it seems like a billion, variations on this. There's different versions. There's also, what else are they? Expansions that go with it. There's the other versions and expansions of the... there's like, what is it, 10 different...
There's more than that now, I think.
Is it really?
Yes.
I thought I was being crazy with that number. There are more than 10 different versions. I think you're right. There's a lot. There's 10 different versions / expansions that go with this.
5.
I know, and I love this game. I like it. This is the granddaddy of the deck builders right here. And yes, I know, it's fantasy, but it's basically themeless. It's a deck builder. This is, again, deck building at its heart. This is where you started off with the draw 5 cards, do stuff with it, end your turn, draw up to your hand, let the other person go, boom, 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 buy your card, all of that stuff. I love these. You're using up your resources and building up your engine to be able to buy these estate cards of varying sizes, all of which have different numbers of victory points on them. And whoever drains the certain stacks of cards, then we stop the game and you score and that's it. Very simple. There's infinite numbers of replays, though, because you can pick and choose what cards you want to have in the pool that you're buying from. You can mix it up. The expansions make it different. You can shuffle the whole thing together and go crazy, which I think we did an epic.
Yes, last time we played.
Yeah, last time we played, we did an epic with all of our expansions, so we did 5 different games all mixed together. It was pretty interesting, actually. I don't think it would always work necessarily, depending on what you have, but you can pick and choose and have a lot of fun with that, too. That is Dominion. If you haven't played it, you really need to play the original deck builder. I don't know. I think it's a lot of fun. And Hunter doesn't because there's no theme, and all you're doing is deck building. I know nowadays everybody's gotten so sophisticated that deck building is like one aspect of the game or whatever, but sometimes it's kind of nice to just take a step back and just play deck builder. Just saying. All the cards are there. You don't need to collect them. It's good. It's perfect. Bring it. I got nothing.
So, remember back, what game was it when I was talking about the rotary phone? Race for the Galaxy. So remember when I was talking about Race for the Galaxy? Okay, there's the rotary phone, and we advanced, and we moved on from that. This is more like the telegraph. So, yeah.
It's a great game. This is the best game.
Yeah, this is like if you had a game and you put workers on a board and that was the whole game. This is what Dominion is. There's just not enough there. I mean, I need more than...
He's needy.
I need more.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you a dice tower and some little dice to play with while we play this. Would you be happier then? You'd be distracted.
Something. I mean, it's just... I need a board. I need some things going on.
If you like cards, you don't need a board.
This is like playing like spades.
It is a little bit more to it, though.
I mean, it's bare bones, bare minimum.
It's the granddaddy of the deck builders.
You know what? You know what happens when people get old?
You know what? One of your favorite games is Pit, and you know how old that game is?
That's fun.
Yeah, 1903. This one's like, what, 2011? That's what I'm going to say.
This one...
It's not that old. It's got more to it. Replayability super high because you have all these different card combos every single time you play this.
So when I make waffles for breakfast, I put some syrup on it, maybe a little butter, and kind of. This is just a plain old waffle with nothing on it.
It's delicious, tasty.
But I know you love this game, so I can't fault you for your choice.
Oh my gosh, you're sure trying.
But man.
Whatever.
Put some syrup on that.
I will. It's called Dominion Intrigue.
That's just a different...
Dominion Prosperity.
That's just different
Adventures.
Different shapes of waffles. You're not putting anything on them.
They're tasty anyway.
Oh, no. Well.
I'm telling you, you need to try it out. It's an experience.
You're doing good until that end.
Oh, whatever. So... He didn't fall out of his chair,
guys.
No,
it's not on my list. If you didn't,
what a
if
shock.
you didn't figure that one out. No, this is a good list.
That's a terrible list. That is a horrible... That list should be burned. More amazing, better games than whatever nonsense he's rambling about to come. Because now, we're going to be down to the 60s to the 50s. We're on the top half of my bottom half of my list.
The best of the worst.
They're not the worst.
The worst half. Best of the worst half.
I don't want to say worst because they're my 100 favorite games and they're amazing. And don't listen to the haters. But no. So you have to stay tuned. He might fall out of his seat next week. Don't know. Can't tell you yet because he hasn't seen the list. So stay tuned. We'll see you soon.